John, the big games just keep rolling in. Bray away on Saturday. Tough one as seen by the two games against them already this season.
Yeah, and an interesting fact for Bray is that in their last 12 games, the scoring has been 1-0 in all their matches, for or against. So it shows you that they're giving away very, very few goals. I suppose, to be fair, Bray are probably the team of the season, really. When you look at the whole upshot of the way the whole club has gone, and so many managers, it's a credit to the players that are there that they've actually stuck together, comfortable mid-table, and I think if any other club went through the turmoil they went through, they'd be down at the bottom of the table. So I think massive credits go to the players there for their honesty, their endeavour and their total focus to keep committed to the fact that they're mid-table and comfortable, and after such a turmoil season.
They have a big part to play as well in the European places and even second place, because they play Rovers in Rovers on their spare match.
Yeah, and Bray are always one of those sides that have caused all the teams lots of problems, and obviously Dundalk found it very tricky against them. We've had 2 games against them this year, 1-0 late in the season where Jalali scored. Then obviously with the home game when we won 1-0 and we were desperately lucky to survive. David Cassidy missed a penalty, so and even last year they took a draw for us on a Cork. So they're always a very hard side and hard working team, and don't concede much, and it's just a difficult venue to go to. I
know you don't like to use it as an excuse, but the injuries just seem to be rolling in, don't they? Liam for last Monday, Colin took a heavy knock before half time.
Yeah, the injury situation hasn't been good for us, but I suppose look, we had 2 games in 4 days, and the lads took 6 out of 6, which was a fantastic result. So Liam missed before the match, Colin came off at half time, but to be fair, Liam Carney did great when he came on, and obviously going into this weekend we've quite a few still out, but at the same time Dan and Stephen Beattie come back into contention. At least that's a plus.
Young Danny O'Connell, was he injured as well the other
night? Danny has a knock, and he'd a prior commitment going back that he told me ever since he started joined the club, and he'd been away for a few days, and that had been agreed upon.
And then Stephen Follen was out on compassionate leave, wasn't it?
Yes, and unfortunately his dad died yesterday, so his dad had been sick for a little while, but very difficult time for Stephen, because 24-year-old losing your father, so difficult time for him, and obviously he won't be involved.
Is Colin out for Friday?
We're unsure at the moment, Rory. Early indications are that he probably will be, but it's not as serious as we first thought, so certainly he'd be back for the following week for the cup game anyway. Whether he make this weekend is probably, we'll have to wait till Friday morning to see that.
Did your heart sink a little bit when you saw the Dundalk result last night?
It didn't really. I suppose, as I keep saying, we must keep doing our own thing, keep playing away, and I keep saying, if Dundalk win the league last year, they're a superb team, a superb manager, probably one of the most successful managers in the league, and and they're a good side. So I suppose if I'm being honest with you, I expected them to win last night, and all we can do is keep going ourselves, and crucially, as I said, as Pat Fennan had been saying, Europe is it's so big to all the clubs now because of the financial implications, that if you don't make it, it affects your budget, it affects your who you can bring in for the following season. So we're getting very close to Europe. We probably need 4 wins just to make sure we're there, but at the same time, as regarding the league, most important thing for us is just keep hammering at the door and see can we get that bit closer, and still a bit of football to be played.
You were through to Liam Miller back, John, it was just a calf injury with him, wasn't it?
Yeah, again, I'd say it's probably tricky. I'd say if he'll be back for Friday, probably a better chance of making the cup game.
Pat Fenlon's point about the Europe being so important, you've always stressed it, but what you get from winning the league now is really just a trophy and the honour kind of, and the medals. The money, the European money is better.
It is. Well, I'd like to have the honour of the trophy and the medals, but at the same time, it is. I suppose
the money.
The money. I suppose the situation. It is. I suppose because unfortunately in Irish football money isn't big. The prize money is very, very small. So, and Europe has become huge. And I suppose when you look at the running costs of clubs, and particularly from our point of view, because our travelling costs are so huge, it's for us to get into Europe obviously eases the burden. And we found that this year, so that's why and obviously if you can progress through maybe at least one round, maybe 2 rounds, it makes a huge difference. But as I said, for us is that, and from the day we've come in, we want to get the club back up, competing at the top, back in Europe. Last year was great. This year we've driven on, and hopefully we can box off Europe. We're still in 2 trophies, and but it is. There's no doubt about it that the money that for qualifying for Europe is huge. Like
Scars a Monday night's battle, Kevin, but I presume looking forward like everybody else to Bray on Saturday.
Yeah, well, it was a tough game Saturday, or Monday, but sure, we got through it, and we got through it with 3 points, and that's all we went there for. So that's the main thing. And looking forward now to Bray on Saturday. It's another big test, huge test away to Bray. It's always tough to go to the Carlisle grounds, no matter where they are, how they're doing. It's always tough to go there and get 3 points. So we're just looking forward to it, and hopefully get to come away with the win.
2 1-0 wins already over them this season. That shows you how tough they are.
Yeah, most teams come here now, come to Cork and try to defend. There's not a lot, you don't see a lot of teams that come out and attack against us, and I suppose Bray done that at home. I wasn't around now for the first game, but obviously, as I said, 1-0 wins, you have to pick them up. 1-0, as long as you get a win, it's a win, and that's all that matters. But they're very, very good. They're very well drilled. I think after Trevor Crawley went in there, they seem to settle down and get something going there now. So we have to just give it a good shot anyway and see how we go.
I know John doesn't look at the league results, he tells us, but last night Rovers losing, that puts him 7 points behind you with a game in hand, funnily enough, against Bray. So
yeah, it's there's a bit of a gap there, but we're still keeping an eye obviously over our shoulders. We need to guarantee Europe first. That's our main priority. I think everyone was hoping for a different outcome last night, but the outcome we got kind of helped us in one way and didn't help us in another. So we know it's going to be tough now with the run in, and we've a few tricky away games coming up. Obviously the cup, we'll put that to one side for this week and focus on Bray on Saturday. And if we pick up the 3 points there, it's one step closer to Europe, and maybe if results go our way, it could be one step back towards Dundalk.
Well, having played on Monday as well, it's probably a good thing that you're playing on Saturday and not Friday night this week.
Yeah, I suppose it helps in one way, but then it's a 6-day turnaround, I suppose, to the Derry game as well. And obviously it's tougher to travel to Derry. It's a long trip up to Derry, and it takes it out on the legs a bit. So it's a quick turnaround. But you have to expect that at this stage of the season. There's going to be, especially if you're still in the cup, there's going to be games thrown at you left, right, and centre, and you just have to deal with it as well as you can. And I think we've done pretty well so far. We've got 6 points from the last 2 games, and hopefully we can get 9 from. If we get 9 from 3 in the space of 8 days, it's a huge bonus.
And as a squad, do you have cup run fever yet, or are you allowed to talk about it?
No, I think everyone is keeping their head down and just working hard for Bray. I don't think anybody's even thinking about the cup game away to Derry. I know it's probably the one draw away that everyone was kind of didn't want, but sure, you have to take it when it comes, and we don't mind that, and we'll hopefully now we can get a win against Bray on Saturday, and then we can turn our heads to Derry away.
There's a lot of expectation up there, Kevin. I know you still have to play Bray first time, but a lot of people are actually talking about what they were.
Yeah.
And all this.
Yeah, well,
the expectations mountain.
Yeah, you can. It's around the city, I suppose. There's any chance that you get to a quarter final of a cup, there's going to be talk about the final straight away. But sure, there's 8 teams there. There's 8 good teams there that are still well able to get to a final, and we just have to put our head down and work hard and hope that we're the ones there that can get to the Aviva. But as I said, Bray is the first game Saturday, and we're keeping focus here and we're keeping our head on Bray for Saturday. So we'll focus on Derry when that comes.